Hi and welcome to our channel. I hope you've been enjoying the content that you have been seeing so far. And if you haven't checked out any of our other stuff, go and do that now. So I wanted to do a video a little bit about the coronavirus today and how it affects people with chronic illnesses and sort of the way that everyone else can think about being isolated using the experiences of us who have been isolated for most of our lives. So obviously the coronavirus is a worldwide epidemic and is pretty, it's scary business and it's tragic hearing all the deaths all around the world. And it's amazing also seeing how hard our NHS workers are, or our hospital workers if we're in other parts of the world, and different sectors. Supermarket workers. Everyone's working so hard to keep everything running and keep us as safe as we can be. So first of all, I want to say wash your hands, stay inside. Best thing that we can do for for the world at the moment. But I did want to sort of touch upon one good thing that could come out of the coronavirus, if there's anything that can. But one of the things that I was thinking about the other day was I was talking to my friend and she was saying how I sounded pretty fine with it all, how I sounded pretty normal, and that I hadn't, didn't sound particularly worried. And I thought about it for a minute and thought, well, actually, it's pretty normal for me. It doesn't feel much different than my whole life did. So basically, from the ages of 11 to 23, 24, I was I was isolated. Didn't leave the house. Pretty much, I was just basically at how everyone is at the moment, and obviously everyone's really panicking, and people are also sort of finding it incredibly boring, and they are sort of finding it a struggle. Some people are staying in their house for 2 weeks and not knowing when the end is in sight. But the end will come, and it'll be in the next few months, or 3, 4, 5 months. For people with chronic illnesses, whether that's ME or another illness, that end isn't in sight. You just are sat there every day knowing that this could go on for years, and for most of us, it did and does go on for years. I'm quite lucky now that my illness has sort of plateaued a bit, and I'm able to work and have a bit of a life. Like sometimes I work at the sort of expense of having more of a social life, but that's the balance that I have to find. I still have my bad days. I still have the days where I'm just absolutely knackered. But comparatively, compared to what I was before, it's a world of better. But it does make me think of all the people that are in the same situation that I was all those years ago. And my hope is that once everything is sort of settled and the world's gone back to normal, that people won't forget what it's like to be stuck in your house, trapped in your house because of an illness or because of matters that are out of your own hands. And I hope that when people think about how they felt, they might show a little bit more understanding for people with chronic illnesses that are going through the same day after day, year after year, with no end in sight. There is no hope, if you will. So that's one of the things that I'm really hoping sort of can come good out of Corona, is that people, whereas when I was a kid, I remember people saying, "Oh, friends saying, oh, you're so lucky you don't have to go to school," or you had to spend all day in watching TV. And now, as the whole world has gone into lockdown and gone into isolation mode, pretty much, there's so many people that are saying, like, you go on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, and people are like, I'm so bored, or there's only so much things I can watch on Netflix. And it's like, well, that's how it is for people who are chronically ill. It's not fun. It's really not. They want to be out there in the world living their lives, and they're not. And they have no choice in the matter. And it's heartbreaking. So I really hope that, when things settle, that we sort of, we take a moment to sort of appreciate and sort of, not to say thanks, but just kind of, having walked in the shoes of people with chronic illnesses, that we now can sort of have an appreciation for how hard it is on a daily basis and how heroic they are by just getting up and carrying on with, getting up and carrying on living. They're not they're not living in the way that they want to be living, but they get, or they carry on and they try their absolute best. And that is hugely commendable when there is no hope in sight. So that's really my message, is kind of like, right now, it's fine to be feeling like the things you're missing out on. Um, it's fine to be missing those and sort of be sad by missing friends or missing family, or maybe you've got an event coming up. I know I'm, in a month's time, I turn 30, and I actually, for once in my life, had plans for a milestone birthday, or a birthday in general. And it's probably, we've not been able to make plans, to cancel the plans that we were going to make. But that's fine. We all get other birthdays, and life will carry on going, and it'll get back to normal at some point. And it's fine. I'm sure I will miss him, and I'll be sad, and will be sad for not being able to do something. But I think, just knowing that there's an end in sight is what we should be able to get through it. We'll all get through it together. And like I said, my real hope at the end of all this is that people have more understanding of chronic illnesses and being isolated at home. So yeah, that's kind of my take on coronavirus. It's not really a take. It's not a hot take at all. It's just basically looking at my own life, my own experiences, seeing how I've reacted to it, and feeling like it's not really that unusual to me to being isolated. It's pretty much the norm for the majority of my life, and just wanting to share that. And having shared a post sort of similar about it the other day on our Instagram, we had a lot of people saying like, that's how I feel. And so I just thought, let's just do a video. Let's do a video. I think a lot of people probably feel the same who've got chronic illnesses, and the positive thing I want to say to them is, hopefully now a great understanding people might have of your situation. The days of people saying, oh, you're so lucky, might be over now, because people know it's not a luxury to be isolated or not be able to leave the house. It's actually quite draining. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys have been enjoying what we've been doing so far with the channel. I've got many cool ideas coming up. I'm going to try during this isolation period to try and do some kind of connecting with the cast and crew of Emmy, myself and I via the internet, and try and record that and do that into some kind of video for you. I'm working still really hard on episode 2. We get new music from Aladar, our brilliant guy who's scoring the soundtrack, and it's blown my mind. I'm so excited for you guys to see episode 2. I'm going to continue trying to do content wherever I can, try and raise the awareness wherever I can, because I know right now people might not be really thinking about other illnesses besides corona, but I do think that, whilst we all have this time in our hands, maybe people might check out videos like this and be like, oh, I learned something about Emmy that I didn't know, or I maybe hadn't heard about Emmy, and now I know about it. So yeah, that's my hope. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button, really helps. Hit the like button. Do all the things that other YouTubers tell you to do way better than me, and they probably say a lot less. So do what they say, but with us, obviously, not with their channels. So yeah, thanks for watching, and see you again shortly.